Welcome to Shop Talk Plus. This is session number 2. We're breaking out of the oil, natural gas, and we're getting right into the business, all right? So guys, I watch blogs, reels, other things. I listen, wouldn't call myself a political guy, but I listen to POTUS and I'll scroll to the next channel. But I try to stay involved with a lot of things, right? So the DOGE guys, the Elon Musk guys that are shaking down and attempting to squeeze out the inefficiency of, what is it, Jim? I mean, is it the government? What are they squeezing out?
If you could put it, it's like when you have a beautiful piece of meat, a ribeye, and you say, you know what? I don't want the fat in the ribeye. So I'm gonna take out a scalpel and I'm gonna start cutting, I'm gonna trim all the fat off the ribeye. Normally we throw the ribeye on the grill and we just eat it. You assume that's just part of the steak. But what we also realize is that the fat has become so influential, right? In our central government, you have so many programs, $50 million to Palestinians for condoms. I don't know what that has to do with us.
Wow.
No offense, but I don't know what it has to do with us. Why is our money, and it's always kind of been the question, why is our money going to Colombia for trans shows? Why is it going to various South American countries for influence? And I think what we've heard so far is just the tip of the iceberg of how foolish we've been wasting U.S. tax dollars around the globe on items that don't really benefit Americans. And I think you're seeing this nationalist, centrist, America First movement in the short term can be good. It can be problematic as well. You're seeing some of our relationships get tested. Our closest allies, like Canada and Mexico, those have been allies of the U.S. for a long time, but they've also taken advantage of the U.S. via trade with the manipulation of their currencies. So I think you're just seeing folks lift up every rock and let's cut out waste where we don't need it, and let's run a clean, tight program. And some folks are going to be upset with that because there's a lot of people with their hand in those pots. So when you look at on TV and you see all those folks that are upset over wasteful spending, why would someone be upset over finding and cutting out wasteful spending? It's because they're benefactors of it, right? So, it's going to be interesting, but it's going to create a lot of instability in the markets, and that's why you got to have a platform and a strategy that's long-term. And if you're living for the week, yeah, that could be a bad week. But it's interesting times for sure. It's an exercise that should have been done a long time ago, I would think. But I would think there needs to be a nonpartisan group in central government that just looks at that waste. Does this program do what it says it's doing, right?
It's just common sense. Me, when I deal with a new client, I say, while the world goes point A to point Z, I'm a master at going point A to point B. So squeezing out the inefficiency and the extra steps is I have to do it. I can't stand when somebody wastes time, wastes effort. It's just something, so like I said, I'm not political, but I agree with squeezing out the inefficiency of a lot of things. And it goes down to choices, if you don't tell somebody a true hard yes or a hard no and you're beating around the bush, only to change their mind later on, how much waste? So one not full transparent choice can skyrocket into all these opening doors, and it happens everywhere.